DreAllDay.com.
Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com, balloverseas.com. Let's address a question that I see on a subject that I get seen getting thrown around a lot. It's the subject of politics when it comes to professional basketball. So the question is pro basketball all about politics, or is it, majorly driven by politics? And the reason why this needs to be discussed is because I see a lot of people using this phrase, saying that basketball is about politics. Whether we talking, I've heard high school players say it, college players say this, and of course players who are either pro or trying to make it pro say it. And usually when I hear somebody use the politics explanation for their basketball circumstance or whatever basketball circumstance, they're usually talking from the outside looking in. Like, all right, I didn't make that team because it's all politics. So I didn't get a scholarship because of politics. So I tried out for this league and I didn't get a tryout. I didn't get an invite because it's politics. First of all, let's get clear on what this word politics means. The actual definition of the word politics. Politics means taking actions to advance or protect your own interests. That's what politics means. So if you think about that definition, doing things to advance or protect your own interests, who isn't political? Everybody's a politician when you look at it that way. I'm not talking about politics like the government and the president and city council and the mayor. I'm talking about politics meaning doing things to help yourself or to protect yourself. Everybody does that. You watching this video right now, you watching it to in some way help yourself, get some information, get a perspective. There's some way you're trying to help yourself by watching this. We are all politicians every single day. So when you say basketball is political, or when you ask if basketball is political, you probably don't mean it in that direct definition type of way, but you mean it maybe, well, people can only get an opportunity. You got to know somebody, or you got to have been from somewhere, or you got to have some kind of hookup or some kind of connection to get a certain opportunity coming your way. Is that true or is that not true? Well, yes and no. And let me explain both sides of it. Now, to get on, let's say you're trying to make the G League, or you're trying to go overseas, or even if you're in high school trying to get a scholarship in college, you're in high school trying to get on the AAU team or something like that. Does knowing somebody or being from the right place help you get your foot in the door? Hell yeah, it helps you get your foot in the door. Is that, if I had an option, if I'm playing ball and I got an option to show up somewhere knowing somebody or knowing nobody, which one would I rather do? Which one would you rather do? Would you rather know somebody or know nobody? Of course you would rather know somebody, because knowing somebody will probably get you a better chance at an opportunity than not knowing anybody, regardless of your skill set. But everything else being equal, knowing somebody gives you a better chance of getting your foot in the door anywhere in life. That means to get a job, to get a date, to make friends with somebody, to get invited to some business opportunity, to make it on a basketball team. Knowing somebody is preferable to not knowing anybody. So when people say, well, it's all politics, this some area of basketball or sports or whatever's going on is all politics, understand something. Knowing somebody is not a bad thing. Knowing somebody is a good thing. And again, if anybody had an opportunity to know somebody, you would do it. Now, by the same token, it's not all about politics. I use myself as an example. I only played 1 year of high school basketball because I guess I was a late bloomer, what y'all would call a late bloomer in basketball. I didn't really become good till kind of after that season. I didn't do nothing that one season I was on the team. Basically sat the bench. Walked on to play D3 college basketball. Didn't play my last year and a half of college basketball because I could say it was because of politics. I got a certain coach recruited me to the school. Then that coach got fired. A new coach came in, and it's not because I wasn't a good player, but the coach wanted to bring his own people in. So he pushed out a whole lot of the old players. I was the last of the old players to even still be on the roster when I got pushed out. It's not because all the old players were terrible players. It's not because all the new guys were better. It's because of politics. The coach wanted to do things his way, which meant getting rid of the old regime and bringing in a new regime. That was politics. I could say, well, the reason my college career wasn't that great is because of politics, but I don't even need to make excuses for my college career, because you know what happened after college? I went and hustled my way into the pros. And I had a 9-year career in professional basketball, despite the fact that I didn't know a whole lot of people. I didn't have no kind of hookup. At first I did have an agent, but I didn't have no hookup. All right, my college coach didn't connect me to no overseas, nothing. Nobody that I had played with in college or in high school played overseas. I didn't know anybody who was playing ball overseas. I didn't have any kind of connections. My connection to get my foot in the door to play pro basketball was I went to an exposure camp, sight unseen. I didn't know anything about the camp except that there was one. I knew where it was at, and I knew how much it cost. That's all I knew. And I didn't even have a credit card or a debit card to sign up for the camp. They let me pay in cash at the door. So I bought cash, paid them at the door, walked in there and played for 2 days, did my thing, got the footage, and that's how I got my professional basketball career started. That wasn't politics. I politicked my way into the game by having game and doing what I had to do. So I'm giving you all that not to talk myself up, but for y'all to understand, like, yes, some people did get in the game. Some people didn't have to go to an exposure camp when they finished college because they might already know somebody who was overseas. Or maybe I knew a dude one time I was in, I didn't even want to say what country I was playing. It was this guy who was playing on the team. I was going to work out with the team, but he was already signed to the team. And I asked him how he got on because we was just talking about our backgrounds. And it turned out he had went to a D3 school as well. So I'm like, damn, how you get signed to the team? He went straight out to D3. He didn't go to no exposure camp or nothing. He went straight from the D3 to getting signed to play overseas. And I asked him how he got on. And he said the assistant athletic director from his college, his D3 college, the assistant athletic director was from the country that he was playing ball in. And the dude who worked as assistant AD during the school year, he worked to help the team on the side in the off season. So this dude had a direct connection by sheer luck. The AD from his school was from Europe and worked with a professional basketball team. And since he was, I guess, the best player on his college team that was graduating, dude got him connected and he got a job overseas through that. That is politics. Now, what was dude's game? But I thought I was a better player than dude, but he had the job. I didn't have a job. He wasn't a complete bum. I just thought I was a better player than him. But I wasn't hating on dude. I was like, yo, you did what you had to do to get your foot in the door. Because look, if the assistant AD at my school was from Europe and he could hook me up with a deal, what I'm going to say, no, I don't want that deal. I need to earn my contract. Hell no. I'd have been like, yo, yes, sir. Yes, sir, I want to go play overseas. Yes, sir, I will come and get on the plane and go take that contract wherever you offer me to go play. And you would have did the same thing too. So when you say that it's politics, because I hear a lot of ball players talk about this, they say, well, it's politics that's keeping me from my opportunity, or politics is the reason why some people get on and some people don't get on. I want y'all to understand something. Many people will be using politics as an excuse. Like, oh, well, I tried out for the G League and I didn't make it because the G League is all politics. You know, some guys got an agent, or some guys know somebody, or some guys, got their foot in the door through this way or that way. Listen, the way that somebody gets an agent or knows somebody or gets their foot in the door is by what? Having game. You know how I got my foot in the door playing ball? I went to an exposure camp and I proved that I had game. You know how I got my first agent? I went to a camp, I got the footage, and I proved to that agent that I had game. You know how people already have an in? They show up somewhere, but people already know who they are, and they already basically got, I guess we could say, got the hookup to get on a team or get a tryout or get a workout or get a contract. You know how they get that? By having game and having a reputation for having game. So it's not just pure, like, random luck that some people got a connection and some people don't. If you want to have a connection, if you want politics working in your favor, don't be mad about politics. All right? Don't hate on politics. All right? Don't ever use politics as an excuse for your lack of accomplishment or your lack of achievement. Politics is a good thing. All right. But if politics is working against you, what you need to do is not be mad at politics. What you need to do is figure out why it's not working in your favor, and then figure out how to get it working for you. Because you want politics working for you. Okay. You want politics working for you. All right, you ever had one of your friends hook you up? Let's just say men who are listening to this. You ever had one of your homeboys, or a female friend of yours, hook you up with a female who was interested, who was available and single and looking for a guy, and she turned out to be really attractive, and you was like, damn, this is a hell of a hookup. What was that? That's politics. You knew somebody, and because of who you knew, you got a better opportunity than if you didn't know them. Let's say you try to go holler at that girl cold and she didn't know who you was. She might not have given you the time of day, but because you came highly recommended from somebody that she knew, a mutual friend, now she was willing to give you a chance, and that might have ended up being a beneficial situation for you. That's politics. All right. Any of you ever got a job because you knew somebody who already had the job, or you knew the manager and they hooked you up and you ain't had to go through the interview process like all the other 100 people who was trying to get that job? I'm sure somebody watching this who's been through that. And what is that? That's politics. You knew somebody, and because of who you knew, and because they thought positively of you, you got an opportunity that the average person who didn't know anybody would not have received. That's politics. In basketball, in the business world, in YouTubing, in dating, in everything, politics exists. So again, let me reiterate, I'm gonna say this the last time in this video. You should not be mad when politics works against you. What you should do is ask yourself, why is politics working against me? Why do I not know the right people? Why do I not have the connections that these other people have? What did they do to get these connections? How did they get to know these people? What are they doing that I'm not doing? Then you need to fix it so you get politics working for you instead of politics working against you. All right, that's the way that it goes in life. That's the way it's always going to go. So don't be mad at it. Don't hate the players, hate the game. But don't even hate the game. Get the game working in your favor, because the game will work in your favor when you put in the right codes. Y'all follow the metaphor. All right, and make sure y'all go down in the video description, get that free download, 46 things you need to know before you play ball overseas, and get the overseas basketball blueprint. Get that book free. I'll ship it to you. All you gotta do is take care of the shipping. I already paid for the book. Work on your game. Dre all day.